Hola y bienvenidos aquí a otro vídeo del Genshin. Después estamos aquí donde el teatro, que estamos enterrados y ha habido unas cuantas muertes. A ver qué ocurre al final aquí. Y a ver qué nos dicen. Va, continuamos y yo me silencio.
No wonder I could hear that sense of longing. You sing it for loved ones who have passed away. I hope it reaches them.
It's getting late, Tonya, and you're not well. We should all turn in early. I suppose there's no reason to keep watch tonight.
Okay. But, before I go to bed, could you sing that song a couple more times for me, Varianitsa?
Of course. Anything for my #1 fan.
Once I get out of here, I definitely don't plan on ever coming back. But I guess that means I'll never get to hear Varianitsa sing again. That's a sad thought. Before I fall asleep, I should cherish this moment of companionship while it lasts. Where am I? It's so dark in here, and I feel kind of dizzy. Am I alone? Huh? What was that noise?
Return, O spirits. Fulfill your oath of protection.
I'm alive? What just happened?
No time for questions. Quick, over here. Turn on the switch. We need to bring back the light. All right, we're safe. The spirit just now is called Night Prayer. The light subdues her, but she'll attack without a second thought in the dark. Sort of. I know it's hard, but you can't let this place go dark, or she'll kill you again. Yep. Luckily, I was here to resurrect you. Otherwise, that'd have been a real bummer.
A bit more than a bummer, I'd say. Wait, so you have the ability to resurrect people?
Sure I do. I'm your guardian spirit after all. I specialize in soul recall. Oh, it's nice to meet you, by the way.
Thanks. It's nice to meet you too.
All right, there's no time to waste. The black mist is already catching up. We need to avoid it at Night Prayer at all costs. Come on, let's go. We need to reach the next switch before the place gets too dark. If we bring the light back, Night Prayer won't be able to get to us. Sweet, sweet light! It's back! Shh! It's Night Prayer. We need to move quick, but don't let her notice you. Look out! The next switch is over there. switch is just up ahead. Hurry! It's too dark. We're not gonna make it. Come on, faster! Traveler! I won't let you die like this. Not on my watch.
Even though it's not permanent, dying is definitely not a pleasant experience.
Great. You're back.
Yeah, thanks to you.
Time for you to get out of here. Quick, before the light runs out.
What about you? You're not coming with me?
I can't. I've already been used up. A guardian spirit's skills are finite. I can only resurrect someone so many times. I might not look any different, but my essence has been exhausted. Now, I will slowly start to fade away. I can go no further. The black mist is where I belong. It's okay.
Why didn't you tell me sooner?
Because it wouldn't have changed anything. That knowledge would have just burdened you. And a guardian spirit's role is to protect.
But...
Go. Now, before it's too late. I already hear Night Prayer approaching.
Pues una dicha está, como se llame, muerta.
How could this happen?
Well, I guess there's no need to inspect the body.
This wasn't supposed to happen. You lied to us, didn't you, Chuganov? You've been lying from the start.
Take a long, hard look at yourself before you go around accusing other people. I suspected you on day one, Lilac, and now look where we are. By some strange coincidence, you've never been targeted. You just happen to have survived this long? No, you should be the prime suspect. And you, little hunter, ever so content with staying on the sidelines. Yet, you were the one who stopped us from leaving from the start! Why are you trying to keep us here?
Now you're just lashing out indiscriminately. That's either a sign of anxiety or a guilty conscience. Where was all this passion and bravado before? Decided to fight until the bitter end. Is that it?
Is that a threat? Fine, bring it on! You think I'm afraid to die after all this? You want to kill me? Go ahead! I'd like to see you try.
After all the trauma of the past few days, everyone's been pushed to the breaking point. Valeria and Mitya aren't here anymore. Someone else needs to step up and take charge. But first, I need to think this through. Considering everyone left, who's the most likely candidate for the deceased? Of those who remain, the only person we've never met before is Tonya. There is people are easily misled by first impressions. Now that I think about it, child sister was in fact a label I imposed on her due to my own assumptions. But Mr. Chuganov vouched for Tonya's identity yesterday, with basically no other possibilities left. Tonya, how's Tusser been lately?
Tusser?
Your brother Ajax must have mentioned me in his letters home, right? Did he say anything about a blonde traveler?
No. And And my brother's name is Razik, not Ajax.
Ugh.
Chuganov, looks like it's your turn to do some explaining. Yesterday, you said you could vouch for Tonya. Why did you give us a false testimony?
I knew you were behind this, Chuganov. You've been lying through your teeth from the start. Everything about you is fake, down to the wife and daughter you're always talking about. Your entire family man persona is a charade, isn't it? That night, when I infiltrated your place as Lelik, I noticed you were home alone. Didn't think much of it at the time. Just thought everyone else was out. But thinking back on it now, that doesn't seem very likely. My guess is, you live alone, don't you?
Even that was a lie? But why would he lie about having a family?
Oh! Curses! Oh! Why is there no end to this blasted snowstorm? If it would just stop! If it would just stop.
I think I remember now. I know how I ended up here. It feels like a distant memory. But at the same time, it's just like it was yesterday. The reason I'm always coughing is because I got sick with frostbite. The locals usually call it the snow cough. It's not a very common illness. It's partly genetic and partly caused by the cold climate, but it can be fatal. They sent me to the hospital as soon as they found out I had it. And I spent so long lying there in that hospital bed. After a while, I felt myself growing weaker and weaker. Nothing seemed to be working anymore. Neither the treatment that the doctors were giving me, nor the medicine my brother was brewing from frost fairy flower leaves. So one day, I told my brother that I wanted him to take me outside for once, so things could be like they used to, just for one day. I wanted to meet loads of friends, experience new things. He agreed. He snuck me out of the hospital, and we escaped. We got to the theater, bought tickets, and went inside. Oh, it was all so exciting. I remember the show very clearly. It was amazing. But I found myself getting sleepier and sleepier.
Oh, Tonya.
When I woke up, I couldn't find my brother anywhere, so I guessed he'd already left. But there's no way he'd leave me behind. So I decided to stay here and wait for him. At the time, I figured he'd probably gone to brew some more medicine for me. I was planning to chew him out for abandoning me when he got back.
Tonya, it sounds like by then, you'd already...
Yeah, I know. I understand now. Dead, aren't I? This cough and the feeling weak, it's probably just my body's memory. After all of that, it turns out I can't blame my brother after all. I was the one who abandoned him. I'm sorry, everyone. I realized this much too late. It seems like death skewed my perception. And now I've dragged you all into this mess.
Your name probably isn't even Tonya, is it? Didn't that ever strike you as odd over the last few days?
Well, when I was little, my brother and I read a storybook, and Tonya is the name of one of the characters. When we escaped from the hospital, our family and the hospital security were looking everywhere for us. So when you first approached me and said my brother had sent you, and called me Tonya, I thought he must have chosen a fake name that only the two of us would know. Because he was afraid of getting caught. No. It seems like that was just wishful thinking.
At least your memory of death isn't painful. That is a small comfort. Now it's your turn, Chuganov. Talk to us. I believe no lie is ever told without a reason.
You're right. I was lying. I happened to know that the Harbinger child and his sister Tonya managed to get tickets, so I lied to you and pretended I knew them. And yes, I was lying about my family too. The truth of the matter is, I lost them a long time ago. I just refused to accept reality. And now I've spent the second half of my life living a lie. I'm a joke. My daughter's name was Iskra. And before you ask, yes, Iskra, as in Iskra Manufacturing Plant. She also died from the snow cough. She was just 6 years old. If she were still alive today, she'd be around the same age as little Tonya here. After Iskra passed, my wife couldn't bear to face those memories either. So she chose to start a new life without me. One day when I came home from work and saw the empty room, I felt like I couldn't breathe. Subconsciously, I started to imagine that they were still there. I soon discovered that this was the only thing that made me feel any better, so I just embraced the delusion.
Nothing more than a pathetic means of escapism, I know. But at least it's not a crime. So explain your false testimony, then.
The night before last, when I was chatting with Tonya, she mentioned that her brother would brew medicine for her from frost fairy flower leaves. Combined with her various symptoms, I suddenly understood everything, including the fact that she was deceased. The snow cough used to be an incurable illness. I would pick frost fairy flower leaves to brew medicine for Iskra too. It took hours and hours on the stove. But the year after my daughter passed away, the jester of the Fatui announced that a cure for frost blight, also known as the snow cough, had finally been developed. It turned out that all previous treatments were completely ineffective. No better than random concoctions. That was the final straw for me. I just couldn't take it anymore. Just one more year. One more year, and everything would have been okay. So, more than anyone, I know full well that in this day and age, no one in their right mind would still be using frost flower leaves to brew medicine for the snow cough. Poor Miss Tonya, therefore, had to have been from an era when snow cough was still a terminal illness.
So, you projected your daughter onto her? Even though you knew she was one of the dead?
That doesn't make any sense. You knew she was already dead. What did you hope to achieve by protecting her?
I just don't believe in your crackpot theories, nor do I approve of your actions. How can you just declare a living person dead and throw them out into that snowstorm? Nitia's gone. My good buddy Shram's gone. And now it's Tonya's turn, isn't it? The others I can make my peace with, but little Miss Tonya, here she is, standing right in front of us, alive and breathing, and fighting her own battles. Yet you're quite happy to say she's dead? I just want her to live. Once this snowstorm is over, the very moment it stops, I'm going to march out that door and find someone who can fetch the very best medicine for her snow cough. I'll be damned if I'm gonna let you cast her out into the snowstorm before I have the chance to cure her. Not again! Not this time! Not when the cure is right within our grasp! I'd never be able to forgive myself.
Mr. Chuganov, stop. I can't let you do this.
Tonya.
By the sounds of it, you've known I was dead since the night before last, right? I really liked Mr. Valeri, Mr. Mitya, and Miss Vodyanitsa. And now they're all dead because of me. I'm not happy about that. The reality is, you've been trying to fight your own demons through me. But all you've really done is trap me inside your delusion along with you.
No! Listen to me. I want to save you. I do!
Well, at this point, I'm quite sure that I'm dead. I don't need to be saved. The time I got to spend with all of you is more than enough for me. Despite all the bad things that kept happening, I got to meet so many interesting people and spend so many days and nights by your side. Since the day I escaped that hospital until now, this has been an adventure I never even dared to dream of. I'm very fond of you all. If it were only possible, I'd trade my soul to bring back the ones who died. If it meant things didn't have to end like this. And that's why I'm not fond of you at all, Mr. Chuganov.
I'm sorry.
It's them that you owe an apology to, sir. Not me. Well then, I suppose this is it. It's time for my adventure to end. I've caused enough trouble.
You're leaving already? It's still early. Don't you want to stay a little longer?
No thank you. Oh, and by the way, my name is Patashka. It was nice meeting you all. Feels strange that we're only being properly introduced now that it's time to say goodbye.
Tashka?
What are you doing, Chuganov? Are you crazy?
Let me leave. I can't keep lying to myself anymore.
In your dreams. Don't think you're getting off that easy when you had a hand in the deaths of so many people. The Fatui have honed quite an array of enhanced interrogation techniques since they were founded. Once we're out of here, Lelik will personally give you a taste of every last one. I think we should leave. I doubt this snowstorm is ever going to stop. For all we know, this storm might have destroyed all of Snezhnaya by now. Maybe even the whole world.
Wait, we finally solved the mystery of the haunted theater today. Maybe let's at least try to enjoy tonight?
Fair enough. I don't particularly feel like dying in Chuganov's company anyway.
And yet you won't let me die first.
Hey, Chuganov, on a serious note, if we do make it out of here, you should close down that factory of yours. A lot of people are freezing thanks to you.
Is this really the time to be discussing my factory? All right, fine. I'll shut it down. Doesn't matter to me anymore.
Am I hearing things? Or was that a knock at the door? There it is again. But I don't understand. The snowstorm hasn't stopped, has it?
Should we open the door?
Is this it? Is this nightmare finally over? If the last few days are anything to go by, I probably shouldn't be getting my hopes up.
Espero que sí.
Whatever lies beyond
Que
that
este sea el
door
final.
at this moment. It could be something even more terrifying than everything we've been through so far.
Hey everyone, I'm back.
How are you doing? Feeling any better?
Much better, thanks. Whew, it is so good to have you guys here. I was a little worried that the theater would be empty by the time I got back. Let me see. Tonya and Vodyanitsa are missing, which means Vodyanitsa died last night. And then you discovered that Tonya was the other dead person. Am I right?
Not Tonya. Pitashka.
First, tell us how you made it back here. Given the conditions outside, no one should be able to return alive.
You're right. The thing that got me back safely was a song. I heard someone singing. After walking into the snowstorm, my mind grew hazy. I don't know how long I walked through the storm before my mind completely slipped away. Then, suddenly, I heard the sound of singing. The voice instantly brought me back to my senses, and I regained consciousness. So I followed the voice, searching for the source of the singing. I searched and searched, until finally, just a few moments ago, there was the entrance to the theater, right in front of me.
I've actually never performed this song in the theater before, because it has more of a ceremonial purpose for our people. It's not meant for the stage. It means something like, "May those we have lost watch over us, and follow this song back home in the night, so that we might be reunited once more."
That must have been Vodyanitsa's Requiem. Who knew it actually worked?
That song is meant to guide the souls of the dead. Mitya, that must mean that you...
Huh. No kidding. Huh, seemed like I guessed right then. This is what I've been so desperate to tell you about. When I first stepped out of the theater, I was still quite lucid. My memory of it is still pretty intact. I remember the outside world being completely different than what I'd expected. It was like this was a world where only the snowstorm existed. There wasn't a trace of any humans or buildings ever having been there. I don't know how else to describe it, except to say that it just didn't seem like the real world. And as for the Requiem, if I was guided here by Vodyanitsa's song, it can only mean that I must already be dead. And this is my soul, not my body. But I didn't experience a clear moment of death while I was out there. Nor do I feel any different now than before I walked into the snowstorm.
You don't seem any different to me either. In fact, this is something I've been wondering about for a while now. If souls aren't physical, shouldn't they lack tangible form? Both Shram and Pitashka were clearly deceased, and yet their souls didn't look or feel like ghosts at all. They were visible, tangible, no different than you or me.
This raises a truly terrible thought. Is that really what Mitya is suggesting? Dreams can't explain everything. Mitya's soul was summoned back by the Requiem, confirming that he is indeed already dead. And yet, he looks no different from us. Of course, if even the long-deceased like Mr. Shram can blend in with us undetected, then maybe we've all been dead from the very start. And all of us are now souls wandering the theater.
Yes. I think that this is probably the afterlife.
What did you say?
You heard me. We died in the theater. All of us did. But due to an obstruction in the theater's ley lines, our souls are trapped here, while an endless, infinite snowstorm rages outside. It's ironic, really. All that time, we were working so hard to figure out who the deceased among us were, when the truth was, we were all deceased. The only difference being some of us died more recently than others. Do you remember that note, "Death is near"? Seems like we misunderstood what it meant after all. Death was nearer than we wanted to think all along. The note simply meant that all of us were already dead.
So all our attempts to survive, our search for the deceased, it was all for nothing?
Hard to say. At the very least, we helped 2 lost souls find clarity and go to where they belong. The presence of those 2 is probably what caused our souls to be drawn in by the ley lines. In which case, the deaths we've awoken to over the past few days were just souls returning to the ley lines for good.
If what you're saying is true, doesn't that make us the lost souls now? Huh, no wonder. This afternoon, when I was moving Vodyanitsa's body, I noticed that the other bodies in the room hadn't decayed one bit after all these days.
That's further proof that those aren't physical bodies at all, but merely our shells here in the afterlife.
Am I really dead? This doesn't feel real to me at all. No, that's impossible. This cannot be how it all ends.
I still find it hard to believe that all of us are dead. How exactly did we die in the real world? None of us have any memories of dying, right?
Not even knowing how we died is preposterous. Good grief! Surely there has to be some reason.
Exactly. It's hard to rest in peace when you don't even know how you died. It gave me lots to think about as I strode out into the snowstorm. I racked my brains trying to remember the cause of my death, the exact moment I died, the root of all of this, right up until my consciousness faded. Wait. Hold on. Right before I lost consciousness, I think I saw something. I can't remember. And I think I lost my notebook and pen.
Mitya, your hand. Is that blood on your fingers?
Huh? You're right. There's blood on the fingertips of my right hand. Looks like it's already dried. When did that happen? What the? I guess this was what I saw. I must have desperately drawn it in my own blood right before losing consciousness. What's wrong? Do you recognize the symbol?
It's Renova, the ruler of death.
Huh?
Alosha, do you still remember that Snezhnayan folktale you told me about? It was about the Grim Reaper. When someone's about to die, he appears as an incarnation of someone familiar to guide their soul into the afterlife. And as soon as you recognize his face, your life is over.
I heard a similar tale when I was little. You think the Grim Reaper in this story refers to the ruler of death you mentioned?
That's right. In which case, death is near could also mean that the Grim Reaper is here disguised in a familiar form.
Death, the deceased, and the Grim Reaper? So it's a triple entendre. When I first saw this note, I thought it contradicted the investigation report. But now it seems like that was the whole intention.
So the Grim Reaper deliberately misled us. Then, we started suspecting each other and searched for the deceased while they hid in plain sight.
By that logic, the one person most likely to be the Grim Reaper incarnate is...
Hombre, por probabilidad sería Odette o Alosa. Vamos a poner a Alosa.
No doubt about it. It's Alosha.
Voy a poner a uno.
Looking back at how everyone has acted over the past few days, Alosha is most likely the Grim Reaper lurking among us. Is it you, Alosha? You were the first to discover the investigation report, and you had plenty of time to slip the note inside to mislead us.
So? Surely you can't suspect me based on that alone. What if someone else found the investigation report first, slipped the note inside, and then put it back without telling anyone?
There's no denying it. The note could easily have been slipped in much earlier than it was discovered.
That's not all. I've also noticed that although on the surface, Valeri, Mitya, and sometimes I were the ones taking charge of the situation. Looking back now, even though you didn't say much, you were always subtly guiding everyone from the sidelines.
What do you mean?
You were the one who emphasized how dangerous it was outside and insisted we all stay here. It was also you who suggested that we all sleep in the same place. And earlier today, you tried to convince Patashka to stay. I don't understand why, but it was out of character.
So, you didn't understand my intentions, and now you're assuming the worst. Seems pretty unreasonable if you ask me.
He still won't admit it. Fine. Let's see how he responds to the most damning evidence of all.
The biggest question I have right now is, if the Grim Reaper is impersonating Alosha, then where's the real Alosha? When did they switch?
That's right. This was the moment. Right at the start. Before any victims had even emerged, Alosha was switched with the Ruler of Death while everyone's guard was still down. When all this began, right after the performance ended and the snowstorm began to pick up, no one suspected anything unusual. We just assumed we were snowed in. It wasn't until we discovered the bodies the morning after that we realized something out of the ordinary was going on. But it's clear now that the oddities actually started earlier than that, when Dimov walked into the snowstorm and never came back.
Right. So Mr. Dimov was the first victim, not Sobolova and Torgov.
And if we pinpoint that moment as the beginning of this incident, then one thing becomes clear. Alosha, you are the only person who walked into the snowstorm and came back without the help of Vodyanitsa's Requiem.
More precisely, Alosha never came back at all. The one who came back was the Grim Reaper.
Not bad. Well, since you've backed me into a corner, I suppose there's no point in keeping up the act anymore.
Alosha?
You're the Grim Reaper?
I am no such tired cliché. Mortals should address me as the ruler of death. Before being wiped out for good, you identified the two deceased, and even sensed my presence. A commendable achievement. Far beyond what I expected.
I heard you can ferry souls. Those deaths each night. Were they your doing?
Your initial conclusion was correct. Due to the existence of the two deceased, the ley lines yearned to reclaim those long-lost souls. Every night, they devoured an equal number of souls to fill the void. This required no intervention from me. Though, of course, ferrying souls is indeed my authority. Here, take a look.
What are you doing?
That takes care of today's too. Don't get so worked up. You are already dead, and your souls must return to the ley lines.
I know we're already dead. You murdered us, didn't you?
Murdered? No. Murder is when mortals usurp my authority. Death is my jurisdiction. If I require someone to die, I need not resort to such laborious methods as murder. You simply met the criteria to trigger my curse of death.
I know about the curse of immortality. So there's another death-related curse too? You cursed us? When? And why would you do such a thing?
So often, humans pray to me. begging to know when their death will come and what form it will take. But few people ask why. If you must have an answer, know that death comes simply because one's time has come.
So you're not gonna tell us the truth?
Hold your tongue. By all rights, you shouldn't even be allowed to speak with me. Those angels from the past are to blame for the reckless renovation of the ley lines here. It's made my work on this occasion infuriatingly complicated.
Work? So trapping us here, making us watch our friends die, that's just another day at work for you?
You clearly have a lot of questions. Fine. As a reward for your remarkable accomplishments over the past few days, I shall answer a few of your inquiries, provided they aren't too unreasonable. After the physical body dies, the soul must return to the ley lines for that person's death to be considered complete. My work encompasses the entire process of death, including, naturally, the guiding of souls into the ley lines, with which you are now so familiar. You must also be rather familiar with Natlan's Night Kingdom, I presume? It was I who supported the creation of the Night Kingdom. It provided a convenient means of guiding the souls of Natlan. Here, too, the ley lines connected to the theater underwent some modifications. The angels hoped to make them capable of accommodating the souls of some special creations. But this actually hindered their ability to accept ordinary souls to some degree. This effect manifested itself after you died from the curse in the theater, leaving you stranded in the afterlife, unable to achieve a complete death. But if souls who die from the curse of death fail to return to the ley lines within a short window of time, they will miss their chance for good. Then, they will remain forever suspended between life and death, no longer subject to the authorities of either.
So if you don't resolve this matter soon, and see all our souls return to the ley lines before long, we'll escape your control.
Mitya is sharp. This must be what Renova was worried might happen, and the reason she got involved to begin with. But if you have the authority to guide souls, why didn't you just show yourself and get it over with? Why hide among us in the form of Alosha?
You seek to understand the mind of a god. Very well. I'll tell you. This is a theater, and I decided I wanted to watch a show about death. That's why I encouraged you to take the events to the stage. I found myself getting quite immersed. I suppose the entertainment you provided makes up for all the trouble you've caused me by being so defiant in the face of death. There. Are you happy with my answer?
Pues no.
Can't say I am.
Really? But it fits the stereotypes you humans have about gods.
Just moments ago, you were complaining about how infuriatingly complicated your work here has been. Work is work, I get it. There are times when it's a huge pain, but you just have to get it done, right?
That's a rather unique perspective for a human. You are in fact correct. There is a pain point in this case. Due to the obstruction in the theater's ley lines, there is a hard limit on the number of souls they can receive each day, making it impossible for me to ferry all your souls at once. Revealing my identity too soon would inevitably have led to futile resistance, and there was a risk that any souls who chose to run would disappear. Then there was the issue of the 2 lost souls you called the deceased. The way you resolved that quandary was all part of my design.
That's what I don't understand. If all of us were souls of the dead, what made their presence among us special?
For centuries, they have refused to return to the ley lines, exploiting the issues created by the angel civilization to resist being drawn in. Centuries of obsession accumulated during this process. You may think of this obsession as the resentment of the dead, and in this quantity, it was a bomb that could have detonated at any moment. It reached the point where I could not afford to leave it unchecked. But the only way to fix it was to help them acknowledge their own deaths. make peace with their regrets, and willingly walk into the snowstorm. Only then, with my guidance, could they finally return to the ley lines. Otherwise, you would not like to know what the consequences would have been.
I vaguely remember seeing Batashka, but in the most terrifying form. Was that in a dream? Is that what would have become of her if she hadn't returned to the ley lines?
I see your dreams brought you many revelations. So you see, death in fact grants wisdom to mortals. Souls connect to all things in the world and see the chain of cause and effect between them. It's nothing unusual. Anyway, giving psychological counseling to lost souls is not my strong suit. That is more of an angel's role. It was something I could not resolve directly using my authority, so I decided it was easier to leave the bomb defusal to you. Meanwhile, of course, their presence caused the souls of other members of your party to return to the ley lines each night. From where I stand, that was killing two birds with one stone. As both issues slowly resolved one another without me having to lift a finger, all I had to do was stay close by and keep the situation under control. Then use my authority to wrap things up at the end. And, of course, while I was at it, I thoroughly enjoyed watching this drama, dealing with death from a mortal perspective, play out on the stage.
Sounds like you had it all figured out, Grim Reaper. I just did the math. You said there's a hard limit to the number of souls the ley lines here can receive each day. It's 2, isn't it?
That much is obvious, even to a fool.
It's time to review this whole affair. If the ley lines can only take in 2 people per day, I need to go over the deaths from these past few days again. Looking back now, none of us had the faintest idea at the time. From the moment that staff member named Dimov walked into the snowstorm, the incident had already begun. Alosha was the second to walk into the snowstorm after Dimov to investigate. During this process, the ruler of death assumed his identity, making him one of the victims. During our first night in the theater, everyone was caught up in the novelty of it all. No one could have expected there would be victims the very next morning. Despite all the confusion, and with the help of hindsight, we finally began to realize that something was amiss with the snowstorm. The ley lines devoured Torgov and Sobolova on the first night. At the time, we thought this might be a murder case connected to Lelik. Odette and I spoke a lot that night. 3 people were on watch, but in the morning, we discovered that someone had fallen victim all the same. The deaths of Kulish and Rampana caused everyone to stop suspecting Lelik. Unexplainable phenomena occurred one after another, leading Mitya to suspect that we were caught up in a supernatural event. Later, we discovered that there seemed to be an extra person among us, and subsequently discovered the existence of the deceased. Mr. Schramm realized he was the deceased and walked into the snowstorm to return to the ley lines of his own accord. It turns out there really was a dead person among us. He thought it was all over, but Mr. Valeri's death was a rude awakening for everyone. The ley lines consumed him during the night regardless. A lot happened today. Mr. Valeri's death led us to discover the connection between the number of deceased and the number of victims during the night. The fact that there was more than one deceased seemed to bring us back to square one. Odette revealed some information she had been keeping to herself. Although Mitya did indeed walk into the snowstorm that day, he returned from the ley lines with the help of Vodyanitsa's requiem. The void in the ley lines hasn't been filled, so let's rule out Mitya for now. Vodyanitsa was swallowed by the ley lines in her sleep, but the requiem she sang before falling asleep was quite a game changer. As it happened, Ptashka filled the void left by Mitya's return from the ley lines by walking into the snowstorm this morning. The girl I thought was child sister Tonya turned out to be another of the theater's deceased. Come to think of it, Ptashka was about to walk into the snowstorm at that time. And Renova, unaware that Mitya would return, was concerned that her soul would overflow from the ley lines. That's why she used Alosha's voice to try and persuade her to stay behind. Looking back, I suppose that was an early slip-up on her part. No one could have expected anyone who walked into the snowstorm to return. But just after nightfall, Mitya returned, bringing crucial information with him. Various truths began to surface, including that all of us were already dead and that the ruler of death was here among us. Then, after revealing her true form, Renova callously claimed 2 souls. In fact, everyone was already dead by the time we took the photo. And in the days since, we've experienced many more partings in the afterlife. Now, only Mitya and I remain. And the true culprit behind everything still stands before us. In Mitya's eyes, I see the same anger and frustration that I feel. That covers everything. It's all clear now.
Your work isn't finished here yet, is it? The Traveler and I are still standing here, safe and sound.
The water imp's song threw things off a little, but it is of no consequence. The ley lines have already anchored your soul, and the first ray of light tomorrow morning will take you back. I, meanwhile, need to review my attitude towards the water imp race.
So the reunion in the night that Vodyanitsa mentioned, I suppose that was never meant to be a permanent reunion.
That just leaves you, Traveler. My power only allows me to temporarily separate your soul from your body. The ley lines of Tevat would not accept you, and your soul is firmly anchored to your body by your will. For a descender like you, who is not bound by Tevat's rules, your death can only be brought through the most violent of means, such as directly destroying either your body or soul. I have no interest in involving myself with Descenders, for now. Although, this may change if Asmodee remains missing, or you insist on interfering with our affairs.
One last question then. All our struggles and sacrifices here, they were meaningless from the very beginning, weren't they?
Death abides no reason. Besides, what you call sacrifice is merely a concept created by humanity. To me, It is nothing more than a self-indulgent charade in the face of death. Mere mortals fantasizing that their actions could reclaim something from my grasp. A truly laughable idea.
Grim Reaper, you really know how to get on my nerves.
I'm not here to ingratiate myself with you. I kill merely because your deaths are necessary.
Oh, you've made that quite clear. But humans don't take well to being scorned. Not even by the gods.
This is futile. You must know that you are powerless against me in my own domain. I suggest that you save your strength.
For what? Maybe we can't change anything. But if nothing else, we can at least teach you to have some respect for the dead.
Audacious.
How are you holding up, Odette?
What happened to me?
How much do you remember?
What do you mean? Is the performance over? I can't seem to recall what happened.
Has Odette already forgotten? Mitya?
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I spaced out there for a second. Remind me who you are?
Don't you remember anything?
Yeah, I remember now, comrade. Looks like we guessed right. Just like me when Odette found me at the Armory Palace. For some reason, everyone killed by the Ruler of Death eventually came back to life. Just with one catch. They forgot what happened while they were dead.
Odette and the others have already forgotten everything. Why were you able to remember this time?
Could this be the reason? You said this is the Ruler of Death's symbol, right?
I don't see anything there.
You don't? Huh. Okay, I guess that makes sense. I carved this into my hand in the afterlife, so it's not visible in the physical world. Does that mean I carved this symbol into my soul? What an unsettling thought. Still, at least I get to remember what happened. I suppose it's a blessing in disguise. What about you, though? The ruler of death mentioned that you're a descender? Is that why you can remember?
A full explanation would get complicated very quickly, but that's essentially it.
Well then, now that it's all over, let's figure out what we've learned. The first thing I notice is that everything here is precisely as we left it, right before our deaths. This confirms that time passes differently in the afterlife than in the real world.
They say that right before death, time slows down, and your whole life flashes before your eyes.
That must be how you know you have one foot in the afterlife by that point. Anyway, clearly the few days we spend in the afterlife probably only amounted to a few short minutes in the real world. This also aligns with previous reports of widespread temporary memory loss among the Armory Palace personnel. Now it seems likely that those were all brief deaths caused by the Grim Reaper's so-called curse of death. To those unaware of the truth, dying and coming back to life must feel similar to a short bout of catatonia. This leaves me with a couple big questions. What are the conditions that trigger this so-called curse of death? And why are we resurrected after we die?
If nothing else, I think it shows that killing us wasn't her ultimate goal. We still don't know her true reasons for subjecting us to death.
Right. This time only got complicated because of the situation with the theater's ley lines. That's why she had to approach it differently. If the previous incidents of amnesia among the researchers are anything to go by, killing us is usually a pretty routine matter. Come to think of it, wasn't I about to note something down before I died? I can't remember what it was, but I think it was something related to my research project. Sorry, Traveler. I'll catch up with you again later. Right now, I have to make a trip back to the Armory Palace.
Sir, if I may, no one of your description has ever shown up in my investigations into Mr. Mitia's friends. Yet, you two seem very familiar with each other. Could you perhaps tell me where he was in such a rush to get to? And, by the way, have we ever crossed paths? Forgive the presumptuousness, but I feel a vague and indescribable sense of familiarity about you.
I can explain everything. Could you help me gather everyone in the theater in one place?
So, Chuganov really is going to shut down the factory. I guess this theater incident actually did us some good after all. So, you said I promised to take you to the Armory Palace while we were in the afterlife, yes? I believe you. I think I even have a vague memory of it. Agreed. Let's check in on her first. The whole reason for our trip to the Armory Palace anyway is to figure out what's going on with her health.
Bueno, hasta ha habido un momento interesante. Al final Alio sale a la parca, Ronova, aunque no hemos visto su forma original. Y entre comillas, hemos podido vencerla de alguna manera.
I'm awake now.
I'm finally back, even though a long time has passed from my perspective. As far as Paimon's concerned, I probably just went out to watch a very short show. I should keep my emotions in check when I see Paimon again, or it'll seem weird.
Wait. The atmosphere here feels off. Shh. Stay quiet. Let's go inside and take a look.
Have we still not been able to notify Child yet? We need new orders. What if that person comes back again? I'm so sorry. Under the circumstances,
Mira que Paimon ha muerto.
there was really nothing we could do.
Tell me, what happened to Paimon?
It was the Jester. He came here in person and
Ah,
escorted
vale.
Miss Paimon away. He's the director of the Fatui. His authority supersedes all others and cannot be questioned. There was nothing we could do.
How long ago did he leave? And what was Paimon's status?
It was about an hour ago. Miss Paimon was fast asleep at the time. The Jester simply walked off with her as if it was only natural. I assure you, he absolutely did not use any force.
Do you know where they went?
The Armory Palace, most likely. Lord Piero, the Jester, has been overseeing the experiments there lately, keeping a close eye on their progress. Everyone in the Fatui has heard about it by now. I'm surprised he came in person. Whatever his reason for taking Paimon, he'll most likely return to the Armory Palace first, which is exactly where we were headed anyway.
Then lead the way, Odette.
Okay, let's go. It's just up ahead. Quick, let's get inside.
No, I'll go alone. You know I'm planning to force my way in. You're with the Fatui, so you should stay outside.
I was hardly planning on taking you through the official channels anyway. I'm here to force my way in, just like you. I may be a Fatus, but I'm also Lelik, enemy of Project Stuja. Paimon's safety is paramount right now. With me around, you'll have an extra pair of hands. There might be devices inside that are easier for an insider to deal with.
If you say so.
Let's go. There's no time to hesitate.
Hey, who are you? This part of the Armory Palace is under restricted access. What do you think you're doing?
No questions, please. We're short on time.
Stay clear! Absorption test!
Close your eyes. Do you fear the dark? Observe.
Isolation chamber. Animal test 6308! Absorption test! Animal hypostasis emulation!
Indirection, but becoming a fast footballer.
You have a pass? Where are you coming from? So, you're intruders, huh? Don't blame me for what happens next!
The Armory Palace is hidden this deep in? This place is much bigger than I imagined.
They're conducting top-secret research after all. The deeper it's hidden, the better, is standard Fatui logic.
The style doesn't really look like the Fatui's handiwork, though.
They must have requisitioned some structures from a past civilization. It also serves as a bit.
Like we're in for intruders! Stay alert!
Absorption test!
Intruders? Don't come any...
Just what are you guys trying to do here?
Short warning, short...
Enemy test 6308! Stay clear! Enhance...
Be silent. Observe. To dust. No one interferes with a jester's work.
Sharp.
Looks like no one's guarding this place.
There's something off about that decoration over there. Look out!
Let's deal with these before we move on.
Defensive mode engaged. Accelerating.
Animal test 6308!
The researchers here probably don't know that we're uninvited guests. Let's try not to hurt them.
What's the big star from the theater doing here?
That's Miss Odette. She's a member of the Fatui. Don't tell me you didn't know that.
Was the whole reason for Project Stuja to support the research here at the Armory Palace? Just what are the Fatui and the Tsaritsa planning?
Whoa! Who are you? Never seen you around here before.
I think I see some images.
It's the prism's power at play, causing images of the past to reappear, albeit only as illusions. Let's make our way through here.
Paimon. And the Jester. Is this another scene from the past?
Yes. It looks quite old, though. I don't think it happened in the recent past.
What's going on here? What happened?
The source seems to be the Armory Palace. They must have started some large-scale experiment.
Wait, what if this has something to do with Paimon? We need to hurry!
We're almost there. The Armory Palace is just up ahead.
Paimon, please be okay.
Radiation chamber deployed. Ultimatum protocol.
Stay clear! Animal test 63.
Observe. To dust.
What's going on? Wait, I remember this feeling. It's the curse of death. No, no, not now! Why is the curse of death striking again already? Odette. Is this the afterlife again? I need to find a way back to reality. Is that Odette's core Ignis? Could that be what just woke me up? Odette? Odette! No signs of life. But past experience says that she should be resurrected before too long, right? Did Odette intentionally use her core Ignis to guide my soul? I feel like something similar happened in a dream I had before. Thank you, Odette. If not for you, my soul wouldn't have found its way back to my body so quickly. And I might not have woken up so soon. But I'm sorry. I don't have time to protect you. I have to use the time you bought me to get Paimon back. Sure enough, everyone here has been affected by the curse of death. Paimon! Paimon! No, wait. Paimon probably didn't escape Renova's curse either. She won't be able to respond to me right now. I'll have to find her myself. Mitya! Is this the laboratory he works in? What happened here to trigger the curse of death again so soon? I'll have to ask him when he wakes up. Finding Paimon has to take priority now. Found her! Paimon really is here!
You don't learn, do you? You've already been involved in one mass death, and now you show up at the scene of another. This might have passed for a coincidence the first time, but a second time? Am I to assume you are intentionally interfering in Snezhnaya's affairs? Judging by your expression, it seems that you understand little of what is going on here. In that case, a word to the wise. Do not interfere in Snezhnaya's affairs. A civilization that fails to learn its lesson constantly depletes its own worth. It will one day lose any reason for its existence. And as a descender, you are perfectly suited to be the lifeline to which a dying civilization might desperately cling. Consider your position carefully.
No advice needed. I'll make my own judgments.
Suit yourself. When the day of reckoning arrives, not even a descender can hope to escape unscathed. The time for resurrection fast approaches. The mortals here are not yet worthy to behold my form. So that will be all for today. That thing is coming with me. You awoke sooner than I thought. The curse of immortality is stubborn. Unable to enter the ley lines, yet not content to remain a spirit.
Ruler of death, what do you want?
You perplex me. Both you And you. That thing may be a creation of Celestia, but it possesses none of Celestia's power, let alone authority. Your obsession with it baffles me. No matter, the resurrection will soon begin. It's worthless anyway. I'll reclaim it next time.
Hey, who says there'll be a next time? I missed you, Paimon.
What are you talking about? We haven't even been apart for that long, have we?
It was different this time. You seem to be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, Paimon's back in tip-top condition. It's the weirdest thing. Paimon fell asleep earlier, and when she woke up, she found herself here. The Jester and that guy talking to him used some kind of energy on Paimon, and she could kind of feel it canceling out that other thing that was making her feel unwell.
So, Mitya helped too?
Apologies for leaving in such a hurry at the theater earlier. I was in a rush to verify some theories. Rest assured that your companion is perfectly safe. We reversed the effects that the experimental energy had on her. The Jester specifically instructed me to do so.
I suppose this is our first official meeting, Traveler. I could not let Paimon suffer in her condition for a moment longer, and so I simply took her without explanation. I hope you do not mind.
But why would a big shot like you care about what happens to Paimon?
As I said when you first arrived in Snezhnaya, we once spent some time together in the distant past.
Oh yeah, you did mention that. And Paimon did think you seemed strangely familiar the first time we met.
I'm afraid the reminiscing will have to wait. Mitya, let us continue with the report. What conclusions, if any, did you reach from conducting the final experiment of our energy research ahead of schedule?
The good news is, my hypothesis regarding the Ruler of Death has been verified. As for the bad news, I recommend we suspend the experiments and Project Mistleton until further notice. Currently, we have no means with which to make a breakthrough. I say this purely as a scientist, guided by reason alone.
I will trust your judgment. We shall put the project on hold until the Ruler of Death has been eliminated.
Wait, what are you guys talking about? You want to get rid of Renova? Like,
by whatever means necessary, so long as it removes the threat she poses to us. Until then, everything we do will be in vain. After what just happened, I've ascertained Renova's goal, or rather, the trigger condition for the Curse of Death.
Okay, let's hear it.
What she's doing is blocking Snezhnaya's technological progress, preventing us from possessing any means with which to threaten the heavenly principles.
Just like the little lapdog she is.
So, any ideas, research, or experiments that lead to technological progress can trigger the curse. Just now, for instance, I was set to launch a final phase energy experiment ahead of schedule. If the experiment was successful, we could have achieved a crucial breakthrough. As expected, though, the moment the experiment began, all the researchers, technicians, and witnesses died from the curse. All that effort, not to mention the energy and materials we relied on Project Stuja to gather for us, went to waste. In the end, nothing was gained.
Does that mean something similar happened when we were at the theater?
That's right. During the performance, I thought of an important breakthrough regarding the experiment, and wound up dragging everyone into this. So the nature of the curse seems to be something like, when moments of technological progress occur, all life in the vicinity is taken away.
What a violent method!
Of course, that meant the curse was normally limited to the Armory Palace. Since outsiders are forbidden from entering, this mass death phenomenon went unnoticed, until Odette came along. I believe she was the first witness. The Curse of Death was triggered just before she infiltrated the Armory Palace that day.
But you mentioned something about a final stage experiment. Doesn't that mean you've actually made some progress?
That's right. Even with the gods locking certain key components out of reach, humanity can still advance technology in incremental steps accumulated over time. But, as I'm sure Renova anticipated, even incremental progress has its limits, a point where the truth you're seeking must be put to the test in an experiment.
You mean, the experiment you were just about to do?
Yes, we were at a critical juncture, a moment where the quantitative was about to translate into fundamental qualitative change. With this single experiment, we could have brought everything we've worked for to fruition. But now, after already being forced to fumble around in the dark all this time, it feels like we've truly hit an impenetrable wall. As long as Renova's Curse of Death persists, we won't be able to advance the experiment or obtain any results.
And with Project Stuja having been in effect all this time, at our nation's current strength, repeated trial and error is simply unsustainable. Only by eliminating Renova first will it be possible to continue advancing our plans.
But she's the ruler of death! She can just kill whoever she wants, right? That's gotta be the scariest power ever! Is it even possible to beat her?
We'll see. But one thing's for sure. She definitely can't just do whatever she wants. The best proof of that is me, standing here, very much alive.
You're saying...
Wouldn't it be easier to just kill all of us researchers for good? Why resurrect us over and over again? Why let us advance our technology to this point?
So, you're saying even the ruler of death has limitations we don't know about?
Exactly. And I think that's where the key to our breakthrough lies.
Regardless, the ruler of death has always been an obstacle we must overcome. Indeed, we must face life, death, time, and space. After all, our goal is the heavenly principles.
The Fatui want to challenge the heavenly principles?
For a long time, I've had a vague suspicion the Fatui and the Tsaritsa were targeting the heavenly principles. But hearing the Jester admit it is still a shock. No wonder the Tsaritsa's goal has always been kept a secret from the people. What kind of road will that lead Snezhnaya down?
In that case... Lord Jester, I would like to request some leave. I'd like some time to organize my thoughts and go over the data.
Granted. Get some rest, put the experiment out of your mind, and take care that the Curse of Death doesn't affect any civilians. While there is yet time, allow me to offer you my hospitality, honored guest of Snezhnaya. Is there anything you wish to know?
I remember hearing the term Mistleton from Columbina.
Yeah! Paimon wanted to ask about that when the name came up just now. What is it? Paimon's heard of Project Stuja, but not this one.
As you know, Project Stuja is a series of measures enacted to consolidate our nation's resources, the greater purpose of which is to serve Project Mistleton. Many of the things you have encountered thus far are essentially for the advancement of that project. This includes the Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau in Nocturno. Researching Kuvaki was merely a facade. Its core objective was to use local resources and research findings to build Mistleton itself.
And that's a weapon built for the final battle against the Heavenly Principles, isn't it?
Huh? How did you know that?
I was given some intel, and I made some deductions.
Wait. You must mean that thing over there. Oh, Paimon's gotta take a closer look at this thing. Especially after you guys sent so many people to Nocturno to work on it.
Kuvaki alone will not break through Celestia's defenses, let alone challenge the Heavenly Principles. The Heavenly Principles are no doubt accustomed to combating the power of the Light Realm, and elemental energy is simply the power of the human realm, converted to that form by the Heavenly Principles themselves. Any attempt to use this power against its creator would be a futile endeavor. For now, therefore, we have set our sights on the form of energy associated with the Third Descender and the stellar linchpins. This may hold the potential to allow Mistleton to contend with the Heavenly Principles. You could say that by reverse engineering the stellar linchpins to extract the energy within, we have obtained a source of anti-Celestia energy.
The Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau, Project Stuja, and the new energy experiments. Huh. So, Project Mistleton is what ties it all together. And it looks like your plan is almost complete. No wonder the Ruler of Death came after you.
Her Majesty the Tsaritsa has embarked upon an expedition to vanquish a monster. Were it not for this, I imagine she would have been delighted to grant you an audience.
Seems like the powers that be in Snezhnaya don't intend to hold my past conflicts with the Fatui against me.
The Harbingers have been granted significant autonomy in retrieving the Gnosis. But by the same token, they do not completely represent Snezhnaya's official stance.
You read my mind.
Speaking of the Gnosis, Paimon's been dying to ask this question since forever. Why exactly does the Tsaritsa want to collect them? Is it something to do with the fight against the Heavenly Principles?
The Gnosis will undoubtedly serve as a key bargaining chip when she confronts the Heavenly Principles. Beyond that, you had best ask the Tsaritsa herself. I am not sure if this information is mine to disclose.
What do you mean, not sure? Don't you make the rules? You're the highest-ranking Harbinger! Ugh, never mind.
Taking on the Heavenly Principles is something most people wouldn't even entertain in their wildest fantasies. Why is the Tsaritsa so fixated on this?
In Tevat today, civilization is nothing but an illusion. Something whose very existence can be negated at any moment. Our civilization may very well be destroyed in the struggle, but as things stand, the Heavenly Principles could choose to negate our existence on a passing whim. And we must not sit back and accept that fate. Only by changing the state of affairs, only by overthrowing the Heavenly Principles, can our civilization truly be said to have taken root. Otherwise, The fate of the people of Conria and Hyperborea is a cycle doomed to repeat itself.
Accepting potential destruction in return for getting to control your own fate.
Furthermore, perhaps this is still somewhat difficult for you to understand. Are you aware that all the rules of this world are made up of curses?
Huh? All of them? Paimon knows about the curse of death you mentioned, and the curse of immortality that you and Daneslip have.
Then the birth of the Hilly Churls, the rules of Natlan's Ode of Resurrection. Those are curses too? Farina's long life seems to stem from a curse placed on her by Focalor as well.
Yes. Even a god's love for humanity is a curse the heavenly principles inflicted upon the gods.
What?
The Tsaritsa has always had ample reason to hate the heavenly principles. If she can seize their authority, she will reconstruct the entire world, and when that time comes, humanity will be completely liberated from curses and lies. Look forward to it. It will be a world beyond your imagination. Though the ordinary people of Snezhnaya may not understand these details, in this frigid land locked in a ceaseless struggle against the environment, in this nation to which the gods have never shown favor, we all believe that standing in solidarity with the Tsaritsa in our shared struggle will surely usher in a new and better world.
Paimon really doesn't remember. He's basically a stranger. You've got to believe Paimon.
Allow me to explain. The reason Paimon reacted to the anti-Celestia energy developed by the Armory Palace is because she comes from Celestia herself. More specifically, she is one of its creations.
Paimon? A creation of Celestia?
Oh, right. I was blinded by anger earlier, but thinking back on it, Renova also said that Paimon is a creation of Celestia. But she lacks Celestia's power or authority.
As you know, the lunar fragments in Nodcry were pulled down from the sky using Fatui technology. But the first application of this technology was in Conria over 500 years ago. I used this technology upon the heavens, and the response I received was none other than Paimon descending from Celestia. I presented her to the Vinster King, but he took no interest in this gift, nor did it satisfy him. Paimon then took up temporary residence in my palace until, of course, the arrival of the Cataclysm.
Wait, Paimon's a little confused. You're talking about things that happened in Conria 500 years ago. You're saying Paimon was there for that? But Paimon doesn't remember any of that. Falling from the sky? Being given away as a gift? None of it.
Having lived through the Cataclysm, perhaps you too were burdened with some manner of curse. Although, losing your memories would indeed be the smallest price I've ever seen paid.
But it's not just her memories from Conria. Paimon doesn't even know how she spent the last 500 years. She only has memories from the past few years. No matter how hard she tries to remember. What was Paimon like back in Conria? Did she know a whole lot because she came from Celestia? Was she super smart?
Unfortunately, when you arrived in Conria, your consciousness was like that of a newborn infant. None could say what kind of being you once were in Celestia. During the time you lived in Conria, your personality was no different from how it is now.
Ah, man! Paimon's plan to get her memories back and become super ruined before it could even start. You know, even though Paimon lost her memories, she still feels weirdly close to you for some reason. That must mean you took pretty good care of Paimon back then, huh?
On the contrary, I completely ignored your existence. I was entirely focused on my struggle against Troptatir the Wise. But now, as I see it, it is as if you are the only sane thing that survived that era of insanity. And thus, are worthy of protection.
Noted. Man, Paimon's gotta stop projecting friendship on everyone she meets. But, Traveler? Even though you know Paimon's some creation of Celestia now, you still want her, right? You're not going to abandon her? Oh, phew! That's a relief. Paimon's just learning about this, too. She's barely even processed it.
Thank you for telling me so much. I'm a bit surprised, honestly. I didn't expect you to be quite so transparent with me.
Given the circumstances, the Fatui need not hide anything from our allies.
Allies?
To advance Project Mistleton, we must first resolve our issue with the Ruler of Death. And, if I presume correctly, you have no intention of letting her actions go unpunished either, do you?
That's right. Ever since she said she intends to reclaim Paimon when we next meet, I figured reconciliation was out of the question.
Against an opponent of this caliber, deliberating over our allegiances would waste time we do not have. We must join forces unreservedly with whomever we can, if we are to stand anything like a fighting chance.
You're going to challenge the Ruler of Death? Just for Paimon? But Paimon's only... Thank you! Oh, thank you! Oh, gee! Now Paimon doesn't even know what to say! Anyway, Paimon's super touched!
The Tsaritsa will return in triumph in short order, and the Fatui shall hold internal discussions regarding the enemy. The time for us to meet again will come very soon.
Got it. Thanks for your help with Paimon. I'll be sure to look after her for you.
There was just one other thing. Well, it's just a request, really. Paimon really wants to see what this Mistleton thingy you're gonna use against the Heavenly Principles looks like. Of course, Paimon knows it's top secret and stuff, but she just had to ask. It's okay if the answer's no.
Certainly you may.
Oh, for real? Actually, maybe it's best not to. What if her nova suddenly pops up again? She might take this chance to...
While the technology is not yet fully developed, it has nevertheless reached the stage where Celestia's creations are unable to damage it. In that regard, you may rest assured.
Oh. Wow. No wonder Paimon felt so out of sorts recently, even though it was super far away. Alright then! Paimon's ready to take a sneaky peek at this top secret super weapon!
Paimon? You're okay. Thank goodness. You look well. Have you recovered?
Long story short, yep, Paimon's all better. What are you doing here? Were you waiting for us?
That's right. When I woke up, I wanted to go in after you, but the guards had woken up as well. It would have been tough to take them on alone, and there was no easy way to sneak past them. So I returned the way I came and waited for you here.
It was thanks to you that my soul found its way back to my body so quickly. Thank you.
Huh. That actually worked? Nice. I just figured I'd try my luck when that ominous feeling struck me. Really, you should be thanking this thing instead. Anyway, and now that things here are all taken care of, I have other things I should get back to.
Ah, Director Chuganov, you're back. We just received notice that Project Stuja has been suspended, so we've convened an emergency meeting. This is the preliminary plan. In addition to expanding production capacity, we've also discussed feasible layoff plans to optimize revenue and expenditure structure. Our calculations indicate that the factory's profits will increase by at least 30%. Just give the word, Director.
That won't be necessary. Leave the energy for those who need it. Whether they use it just to get by or to run a business, that's up to them. Start preparing to halt production and lay off the staff. Make sure the workers are able to land on their feet and that they are duly compensated. Thank you all for your hard work during this time.
Am I hearing you right? Why? After all the tough times we made it through, now is exactly when we should start to turn a profit.
I just suddenly don't want to do this anymore. Huh. Does there have to be a reason? Iskra, it's time to rest.
Dear esteemed members of the Rokat, given the effects of Lelik's radical actions upon our organization's reputation and social stability, a decision has been made to permanently withdraw this codename from use. Considering that Lelik did what they did for the benefit of the people, the Rokat has nevertheless negotiated with the authorities, ultimately securing a waiver for all penalties due to them. Lelik will be suspended for a period of time. Depending on their future performance, they may be allowed to adopt a new codename and continue acting as part of the Rokat. The purpose of this notice is to remind everyone once again that motives and methods are equally important when one operates in the shadows. Even with Project Stuja's suspension and our interim operational victory, we must guard against complacency and rashness and work to consolidate the progress we have made so far. We act only for the greater glory and solidarity of our nation. May the aurora shine ever on, and the tundra always stand firm.
We act only for the greater glory and solidarity of our nation. May the aurora shine ever on, and the tundra always stand firm. Looks like it's finally over.
You mean for us?
Just thinking out loud. I've never seen the Snezhna Grad Vecha so lively before.
I never once thought I'd come here. But I understand everything now, Rosaline.
I've seen Spirit Seeker performed many times, including by your mother.
Why do you bring that up all of a sudden?
Even though the choreography is always identical, every dancer finds a way to make it her own.
So you actually want to talk to me about ballet?
I just think it would be a pity if the dance was lost to history. She didn't teach it to you, did she?
That was an unusually subtle taunt for you.
We embraced one another on the snow-swept plains, melting the ruthlessness of time. But when our bodies, in pieces, are cast to the winds, what of our love will remain behind?
Don't tell me you can't sing.
Shush. I understand her hatred. The Fatui robbed her of the life she should have had. I never opposed her dancing. Yet still I became an enemy of her ballet. I'll just keep my distance. Many despise me. I'm used to it.
You're certainly not one to shy away from confrontation. But children, they need a different approach.
I'm hardly the most maternal figure.
Yet, she is a child. In my experience, while a father commands authority, he must still yield to love. You should tell her what you think about her dancing. Odette will soon take the stage at the Korolyevsky Theater. This could be your chance.
Geonosis secured. It went smoothly. I'll be there. Have them send me an invitation.
Sadly, things didn't work out. Her final words are inside that block of ice.
This? Aren't these for monitoring her subordinates?
Not yours. This one isn't her witch's flame, but my two worlds' flames. The two worlds' flames can burn away memories. It was my parting gift to Rosaline.
If all goes to plan, she and I will both live to see the Tsaritsa succeed. I believe she'll find peace. But if anything happens to me, she needn't follow in my footsteps. The cryo-energy will fade away in time. Then the two worlds' flames will burn away all memories of the Fatui. She'll be free to dance. She deserves this.
I will handle the aftermath. The choice is yours, child.
anymore, and the fever's all gone. Paimon's finally free to fly again. Oh, it's nice to finally know where Paimon came from, too. It did make Paimon a little nervous at first, but it's such a relief now. Like, who cares if Paimon's a creation of Celestia? She's probably not anyone that important. Probably just the fairy of food and fun or something. And like you said, this doesn't have to change anything between us. You're not gonna just... Hey! Hurry up! Why are you walking so slowly?
You've spent the last few days lying in bed and stuffing your face. I didn't think you'd be able to fly this fast.
Says who? Paimon's as agile as ever. They don't call her White Floaty for nothing. Paimon originally wanted to check out the bookstores in Snezhnograd, but she's more in the mood for flying around right now, so let's save that for later. Wait, they've got light novels from Yai Publishing House here too. Huh? And this is Paimon's favorite mystery story from Fontaine! Wow, they got a sequel! The local Snezhnayan books look pretty interesting too, but also kinda heavy. Not the easiest things to look around.
I thought you were in the mood for flying around.
Paimon can read while she flies. Hey, look at these two dolls. Which do you like better? All right, boss, we'll take both. Paimon will have the other one.
Oh, I thought we were only getting one. All right, fine. I'll pay.
There you are. Thanks for visiting.
Paimon will grab this and then... Huh? 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 How many layers does this thing have? And what are you laughing at? Huh. You knew all along, didn't you? A whole bunch of people are gathered over by the plaza. Hey, look! That looks like Tartaglia! Hey, Tartaglia!
I know that voice. Of course. If it isn't Paimon and my old comrade. You're looking well, Paimon. All better?
Yeah! The jester knew I was wrong and fixed Paimon right up! Thanks for sending someone to keep Paimon safe, too.
Oh, yeah. About that. That was... kind of embarrassing. Who could have known that our director would go looking for you in person? So sorry for the misunderstanding. Oh, right. Let me introduce you. This is my little sister, Tonya.
Hello, Tonya.
Hello. Firstly, I'm really sorry about my brother. Sounds like he's caused you no end of trouble.
Hey now, why'd you have to start with that? Not that it isn't true, of course.
So she's the real Tonya.
She said you two didn't manage to meet up at the theater. She waited ages for me, and when I didn't show, she got a little worried and went outside.
I know, right? He didn't bother to say a word to me. I searched up and down the city for him, and he only told me about it when I finally caught him at the gates of Glupov.
I've been rushed off my feet lately, so I didn't get the chance to go home. I just figured the Traveler would fill you in when he got there.
Well, the snow was bad, and you're never late. So I was really worried about you. How was I supposed to know that you'd stood me up?
I'm sorry, Tonya. I really am. I'll make it up to you somehow. Just... please don't tell Mom and Dad.
Although the mix-up led to a series of misunderstandings, it's probably for the best that the real Tonya didn't get caught up in that mess. Besides, it's obvious that Tartaglia isn't usually one to break a promise. He only gave his ticket to me because he had to look into Lelik.
No, it's fine. It just meant I didn't get to see the show in the end. By the way, what did you think? You were one of the first people to see it, you know?
I would say... the best is yet to come.
Huh? What kind of review is that?
Hey, look! Hi!
Pues ya está, chicos. Hemos acabado la misión principal. Ahora tenemos aquí misiones secundarias que iremos haciéndolas poco a poco. A ver lo que nos vamos encontrando por las distintas zonas. Y lo que ocurra. Ha estado interesante esta última parte. Nos hemos enterado que Paimon es del orden celestial, pero no sabemos quién es exactamente. Si es una parte de Asmodeus o qué. O otra entidad distinta. Pues ya nos iremos viendo. Ya siento retrasos también, pero he estado liado. Entre el trabajo, cuidar a animales enfermos y otras cositas, pues se me ha complicado el asunto. Bueno. Ahora ya sí, me despido y nos vemos en el siguiente vídeo, que seguramente será misiones secundarias, exploración o lo que sea. Ya iremos viendo. Seguramente desbloquearé todo el mapa. Y en vez de coger cofres y cosas, a lo mejor solamente voy desbloqueando los distintos teletransportes, dominios y todo lo demás. Para poder subir a los personajes. Bueno, ahora ya sí me despido. Muchas gracias por verme. Espero que os haya gustado. Dejar un like y seguirme. Y nos vemos en la siguiente. Chao, chao. Adiós.